Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the Planning Committee. My name is Daniel Chin, President of Hamilton and District Apartment Association. Today, I will highlight 3 key reasons why to end the rental housing licensing program. First, licensing consistently fails everywhere it has been tried, including here in Hamilton. In 2013, the Federation of Rental Housing Providers of Ontario, FORPO, had a research report done called A Review of the Effectiveness and Implications of Municipal Licensing of Residential Apartments. The research was clear and unequivocal that licensing programs in multiple Ontario municipalities routinely fail to achieve compliance, are costly, and do not improve safety. But now, Hamilton's own pilot data confirms these exact same failures. During almost 4 years of the pilot, the city originally estimated 2,000 units, but only 1,219 applications were ever received. Only 410 licenses were issued, just 20.5% of the estimated units. 60.9% of applications were not voluntary. They came from forced proactive enforcement. 570 applications were lost in the city's 2024 cyber incident, making accurate reporting impossible. The city admits that there is minimal data available to evaluate cost recovery. The program did not achieve compliance, transparency, or cost recovery. It simply did not work. This is not a foundation you can build a permanent program on. It is proof that the system is not sustainable. Secondly, licensing reduces the supply of affordable housing and drives up costs, and Hamilton's report confirms it. The FORPO research report already warned that licensing causes small landlords to withdraw units and raises rents. Hamilton's report now reinforces the same risk. Staff explicitly warn that licensing may deter property owners from providing rental units, especially when costs to legalize or upgrade are too high. The city warns that illegal units unable to meet requirements may lead to eviction of tenants, removing affordable units from the market. Staff also note that compliance costs can increase rents, even if within provincial guidelines. These are the city's own words, not speculation, and the financial burden is significant. In 2026, applying for a license will cost $815 and change plus applicable tax, up from $715.14 today. Annual renewals will cost $604.45 plus HST, up from $415 today. At a time when Hamilton desperately needs more rental supply, licensing introduces costs and risk that encourage landlords to exit the market. The city itself warns about this outcome, and it should not be ignored. Lastly, Hamilton already has stronger, more effective enforcement tools, and the pilot shows these tools work better than licensing. The FORPO report showed that licensing does not target bad actors effectively, while existing enforcement tools, inspections, property standards orders, fire code enforcement, zoning review, and search warrants are far more effective. Hamilton's pilot data reinforces this. 3,459 properties were proactively investigated, far more than those voluntarily applying. 489 property standard inspections were completed, 397 notices of non-compliance, 80 administrative penalties, and 61 orders to comply were issued. The majority of issues were discovered through enforcement, not through licensing applications. In closing, the evidence both from the FORPO research report and from your own staff is undeniable. Licensing has failed everywhere, and it failed here. It risks reducing rental supply and increasing rents, and it duplicates tools the city already has and does not improve tenant safety. On behalf of HDA, I strongly urge members of the Planning Committee to make a clear, responsible, and evidence-based decision to end the rental housing licensing program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel, for your delegation today. Seeing Councillor Pauls, please.
Thank you, Daniel. I heard loud and clear that really licensing does not solve all our problems, does not solve this. But what solves it is inspection and enforcement. And that's what we have. We have bylaws, we have codes, we have it all. The thing we need to do better is inspect. And once we inspect and they have failed the inspection, in order to get revenue, we need to really put a higher fine on those permits.
Question, please.
Is that what you're really saying, that it is enforcement and inspection that does it? And we do have our bylaws, we do have our staff to do that.
Through the chair to Councillor Pauls, correct. Licensing does not solve the real problem. Enforcement, or more enforcement, as others have mentioned earlier, solves the real problem.
Thank you.
More cost effectively. Thank you.
And also, maybe it's a question for staff. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I do see Councillor Cooper, followed by Councillor Clark. Councillor Cooper, please.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Daniel, for your presentation. We have 2,000 people homeless in Hamilton. How much would you attribute to this rental licensing program of those 2,000 people we have homeless? Do you have any sense of what that might look like in your numbers?
I don't know if that's within the scope of where Daniel can opine on, but can you
Could
rephrase?
repeat the question, Councillor Cooper?
So I was just, like, as we were talking about the affordability issue and the number of units that are no longer rental units since this program has come in, some of the statistics you went through, I was wondering if you had also looked at the impact that it had in terms of number of units that have now disappeared and the link with that with homelessness is what we're seeing. Some of the other delegates have talked to that, talking about 339, I'll say units missing now. And I'm just wondering if your organization has done any linkage between that and the homeless problem Hamilton now has. I've noticed.
No. Okay.
Through
Please
the chair to
yeah.
Councillor Cooper, yes, I can answer that question. We are trying to get that data either via Cornerstone Realtors Association or others that can have that data.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think that the apartments association would have that kind of data. So I was a little worried that.
Well, that's why I was asking,
Okay,
just to
okay.
see if they did. I'm just interested in it,
Okay.
right? So you never know which source you might be able to find out from. So
Got
thank
it.
you, Chair, for the latitude. I appreciate it as always.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Cooper. Up now is Councillor Clark, please.
Thank you, Chair Wang, for taking my question. As you know, I'm not on the committee itself. I've had an ongoing concern about licensing in that the costs that are borne by property managers, property owners, or landlords can be retrieved through above guideline increases. Do you have any idea if that has occurred and how much that has occurred? And that's my question.
Through the chair to Councillor Clark, it actually was stipulated in that FOPO research report that was done by Michael Fenn of Strategy Corp that did indicated such costs can be done through that above guideline increase, which you did mention. So it is research have shown it, but that is also another discussion to have.
Thank you, Chair. I understand that there was a concern and that it could be. I'm trying to understand, did it happen? Do you know if your members of your association went to the tribunal to seek above guideline increases as a result of these fees and taxes and anything coming from the municipality?
Through the chair to Councillor Clark, not any specifics at this point in time, but if there is any specifics that is received through our administrator, Anna Kashmira, I could send that data to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Seeing as there are no other speakers, thank you so much. Councillor Wilson, please.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. My understanding is your association has never supported the idea of licensing since the early 2000s. Is that correct?
Through the chair to Councillor Wilson, correct.
And I think your website says that you hired a full-time consultant to lobby members of council called Maple Leaf Strategy. Did you do that again this time, or was that just in previous years? Through the chair.
Through the chair to Councillor Wilson, the answer is no. The report which I referred to was done by Federation of Rental Housing Providers of Ontario. As mentioned, Michael Fenn of Strategy Corp did that research report, which was very extensive.
Thank you. My question was, did your association hire a lobbyist to lobby members of council in the past on the subject of rental licensing?
Through the chair to Councillor Wilson, if it was reflected on the website, then that information should be correct.
Thank you. Is it the opinion or experience of the association that in those communities that do not have rental licensing, that there have not been increases in rent?
I'm not sure if, I mean, you might want to rephrase that question, because I think Daniel's wheels are turning, but I'm not sure.
I think, Chair, the supposition is that there's a direct correlationship between the application of rental licensing and the effect on rents. My question is it the association's knowledge that there have been rental increases in those jurisdictions that do not have rental licensing, and has there been a loss of stock as well? Through the chair.
Through the chair to Councillor Wilson, parts of that question was already answered from previous people who spoke here
Respectfully, I'm
this morning.
asking you and your delegation today. Thank you.
Yes, if you could just try and answer the question that Councillor Wilson has put forward to you.
The commonsensical answer is yes. As mentioned in these research reports, the cost will be passed on to tenants. I believe it was mentioned earlier this morning.
My question is the assertion by your association that there are no rental increases in jurisdictions that do not enjoy rental licensing? Through the chair.
Okay, so this will be the last time we ask this question in this way, please. So Daniel, if you can try and answer that.
I still do not understand the
So
question.
has there been any rental increases as it relates to this licensing in wards that do not have this licensing?
In the city of Hamilton,
Yes.
the answer is yes.
Okay.
Rents have increased.
Thank you.
Okay.
The person mentioned earlier, it is 750 to 850 for a bedroom.
Okay. Thank
And
you
it's
very
even more further out of Ward 1. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for your delegation today.